I see how you guys like to give fighters, letter grades and everything. If we could give a letter grade to trainers, Derrick James would be a C plus trainer, B minus at best. The reason I say this is because Derrick James does not understand off script fighters. Right? He cannot break down off script fighters. He cannot prepare his fighters for off script fighters. He doesn't know what he's looking at. This is the reason why Artem had so much success against Frank Morton. Say what you want to say about Bomac, but Bomac is very good at studying film, and he knows what he's looking at, even when it's not the traditional American style. Outside of that style, Derrick is very limited. He doesn't understand what makes the Mexican style so effective. He doesn't understand what makes some of these European styles so effective. He doesn't understand guys who punch at weird angles, right, and throw looping shots and things of that nature. Derrick is going to put you in one or two categories if you're not technical or fundamental, and that's either going to be athletic or you're a bum. That's it. Right? He has three categories. This guy's fundamental and technical, this guy's athletic, or this guy's a bum. That's his complete understanding of boxing. You even had guys like Jamel Charlo bring in Guzman for Castano after the first Castano fight. And regardless to what Jamel Charlo says, because he has loyalty to Derrick James, you only bring in somebody if you're missing something or you're looking to add something. Okay? Even if we look at Errol Spence style, a lot of people give him credit for that style. While he may have cultivated that style, he didn't create it. Errol Spence fought like that since the amateurs. So people going to Derrick James assuming he's going to teach them the Errol Spence formula. He's not. The jab that Errol Spence throws a lot, that's what he's responsible for. The step back, he may be responsible for that. But the rough and tough inside framing, all the rest of that, that's all Errol Spence. All right? He's not going to turn Anthony Joshua into Errol Spence because he didn't create Errol Spence. Like when Jay-Z told Dame Dash, you said you made Hove. Okay, make another Hove. He cannot make another Errol Spence. He's just suckering people to that camp. He doesn't understand how to capitalize off Frank Morton's athleticism. Right? He's trying to turn Frank Morton into this robot and everything, and it's not working. His fighters don't counter well. Jamel Charlo is probably the best counter puncher in his stable, but that's just mainly, throwing the full body hooks. That's his one counter pretty much. Throwing haymakers. It's just a lot of things I don't feel that he can teach you. And I do think come the 29th, that's going to be the determining factor. He cannot prepare Earl for Terence Crawford because he doesn't understand Terence Crawford. He simply thinks Terence Crawford is athletic. And I thought to myself, when did Terence Crawford stop being technical? When did he stop being fundamentally sound? Even when I look at the plus and minus, Terence Crawford is leading Spence. In the last 6 fights, jabs landed. Terence Crawford is leading Spence. Opponent connect percentage. Terence Crawford gets hit less than Errol Spence. Even with opponent power connect, he gets hit less than Errol Spence. His defense is better. His offense is better. Errol Spence is just a volume puncher. Errol Spence throws more punches and he lands more punches at a lower percent. And that didn't come from Derrick James either. That was something he was already doing. I don't think any trainer couldn't have got his fighters where they are now. Any trainer could have took Errol Spence and got him where he is now with the competition he faced. Any trainer could have got Jamel Charlo where he is now with a controversial draw and a loss on his record at 154 with the opponents he faced. Any trainer could have had Artem damn near beating Frank Morton. He's overrated. And I'm going to shoot him some bail before I get off here. I understand what he's saying about being technical and fundamental. Because I've seen guys who have been athletic. And the trainers have leaned into the athleticism too much, to the point maybe they get in there with another athlete and they look pedestrian. Or they get in there with a guy that can time them and they look pedestrian. I've seen guys with a lot of power, and the moment someone can take their punch, there's nothing else to them other than that power. So he's correct about adding some layers to fighters, but I don't think it's that deep. I don't think he can go that deep. Because he only understands boxing one way. I'm out.